right, everybody, man. I got a good-looking guy on today. He got a chain on his neck. He gonna rock and roll on you. I'm telling you, watch out.
Oh man.
This man is gonna put it down on us today. He gonna share some Black history that's gonna blow your mind. Watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me, watch him. I'm telling you, this is what we do at Strong Inspiration. We give it to you straight, don't chase it. If you can handle it, we're going to bring it on. You put a little ice in there and let it go. Watch it. And so I just come up with these people, and I'm so happy. I called this guy. I said, man, let me tell you what I'm doing. He said, brother, I'm in. I'm in. And I said, cool. I said, well, let's get it on. And he ready. And I'm so happy he on the channel. So we're going to share some information for you that I know is going to blow your mind. Watch out. And so until we do, I want you, you know what I want you to do. I want you to hit that subscribe button. Come on now. I had 30 subscribers last night sign up. I know people are watching this because I'm going to come at you. And if you don't subscribe, I still love you. Because I know you're telling somebody about this information. You're going to tell somebody about what this man going to tell you today. Watch out. This is the way of keeping this history alive. Hit the like button on this video for sure. And hit the notifications bell on the channel because I'm putting 4 or 5 videos up, not a day, but a week, something like that. I'm coming at you. And it gives you a little ding. You might want to be the first to watch it. And then tell somebody about Strong Inspiration. Don't keep it to yourself, trying to act like you know everything and no one of them people know where you got the information from. That's not right. I'm telling you. So, you know, tell somebody about the channel. And then, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? You know, I'm a filmmaker. I put 2.5 years of my life in this movie, this documentary, talking about slaves that went to college and black millionaires in the 1800s. I didn't know this stuff. I really did not know it until I began to do the research. And then it just blew my mind. I said, I'm gonna make a movie out of this. And so it's called Business in the Black, the Rise of Black Business in America. Stuff like slaves went to college, slaves who owned businesses, slaves who bought their freedom, black millionaires. And I'm not just talking about Madam C.J. Walker. I'm not just talking about her. And if you don't know, she worked for a black woman in the hair business. All right. So let's get some history on it. It's in my documentary. It's streaming on Amazon. That's the DVD, but if you don't have a DVD player, I understand, get the streaming on it, but watch this. And then, as you might know, I wrote a book. I'm an author too. I like this history stuff. And I like it from the black business perspective. I've been a businessman a long time. And so I wrote the book. Didn't take as long as the movie because I already had some of the facts, but I really concentrated on some more facts. So I got 200 facts in the book. All right. And I tell you what, if you buy the book and you don't learn nothing new, I give your money back. So have you ever had a book with a money back guarantee? Here it is. It's that powerful. All right. I'll give you another tip. One of the things that I do, and I probably have done this since the book is out, every 10th book I sell, I donate one to a school. So I've donated about 200 books. I want them kids to know what's in here, and it's easy to read. I wrote it for everybody to be able to get it. It's called Black Business Book. It's also on Amazon, but you can get it on my website. And if you get a copy, I'll autograph it. That gonna mean something one day. Watch out, my friends. You can just watch me. You keep watching this channel. It's happening. And so without further ado, I know my man, he busy and whatnot. He rolling and he making it happen and sharing that history. So we're gonna have him come on right now. He's a strong brother. He's gonna tell us your name and what you do.
My name is Harold Young. I'm the executive director at the Tubman Museum, Tubman African American Museum in Macon, Georgia.
My God, there's the Tubman. Why y'all name it Tubman Museum in Macon?
Well, this is actually an interesting story. A white Catholic priest named Father Richard Kyle put up his own personal money because he wanted African Americans to learn their history. The museum is 40 years old, and the reason why he picked Tubman, named after Harriet Tubman, is because he wanted African Americans to know more about Harriet Tubman.
I've been to Macon a couple of times. You all got to be almost the biggest thing in the city.
Well, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's for African Americans. We definitely are.
I can't imagine.
Yes, and just so you talk about history, I'm the first African American director of the museum.
Is that right?
Yes,
and you like history a lot or something? Is that your background?
Actually, my background is marketing. And
is there some, because it's named after Harriet Tubman, y'all have some big exhibit in her honor there?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have a life-size statue of her as well. We have also some of her artifacts regarding her life. Also, back, when she was in the Army, she had money. She got paid her little $1 a day, whatever they paid back then.
Yeah.
So she was stylish back then.
It's kind of a slim sister because all that walking she was doing.
Well, you have to think about it too, and how smart she was. People just say, "Oh, she escaped from the South to the North," but if you know her story, she had to know astrology and also botany. Also, she had to learn plants and different how the moss grew on the north side, and different things had to, by her making that trip so many times, she had to learn, just not the North Star and other type of continents. So you're talking about a very, very, very super intelligent person. Sure. And to even, I don't want to walk 5 miles.
Right.
So you have to think about a little small lady, I think they say 4'11".
Oh, that's not that. She was 4'11". That's her height. Okay.
So you're not talking about a very tall person.
Yeah.
Also being able to travel in the wilderness, and survive, learn what to eat and what not to eat.
Yeah.
There was no restaurants.
Right.
She's a runaway fugitive slave. They called her a spy. So the fact that she even was able to travel on foot, even though she had different white people in the underground working with her to help her escape, she had to get there. So you're not talking about somebody who gave her a ride in a car to go to certain locations.
Right.
On foot.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I love about her story, not so much of her escaping slavery, the main thing about Harriet Tubman you have to realize is she went back. When she got to a certain point of her life, of her freedom, she went back and got her family. She went back and got other people that she freed, and she said she would have freed more slaves if they would have knew they were slaves.
Yeah, I heard that. Imagine she walked. Okay, if she's coming out of Georgia to walk all the way to Ohio or something, that's 4 or 5 days, and not 4 or 5 days. 8 hours in the car.
You're talking weeks and weeks. I'm sure her first trip was months and months. Because just to get to the free. So it's not as, we saw the movie. It looks kind of like, because the movie is only 2.5 hours long.
Right.
You can only explore so much in the movie.
Right.
But you have to put yourself in that position. And the reason why I keep bringing this part up about going back, I always tell people this. when you get to a certain point of your life, do as Harriet Tubman, turn around and reach back and bring somebody with you.
Right.
I don't care if it's let's go back. You graduated high school. Some kid may need you to reach back and grab them and bring them with you. How did you accomplish this? With so many odds were against you.
Right.
You may have gotten your AA, your BA, your MA,
right.
your PhD.
Right.
Always do the Harriet Tubman, turn around and pull somebody with you.
Did she ever get captured? And then I heard she had close calls.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got dogs and men chasing, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I think the first time she ran away, she got captured and brought back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The first time she ran away. She did, but she did get captured and brought back into slavery.
Now you're in Macon. Does Macon have some history? I mean, I know it does. Some black. Are there plantations in Macon?
Almost definitely. Now, first of all, I'm originally from Los Angeles. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. So I'm a Western moving, trying to integrate myself into the South.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Los Angeles. So I'm learning a lot about Macon. Macon is known for Little Richard, Otis Redding, the Almond Brothers are all from this area. So they're more of a music, our history is more music driven than entertainment driven than any of the real significant slave stories that you may have heard of. So yeah, but we did have our slave trade. We do celebrate Juneteenth here, just like any other. Macon is I think the demographic is like 72% African American. Okay. You know, so we're strong demographic of Black people.
I got you. What kind of exhibits do you have in the museum?
Well, first of all, you can go to our website, and those who want to make sure you tubmanmuseum.com. There's a virtual tour on there as well, so you can explore. On the first floor of the rotunda, when you walk in, you'll see American, we call it African American folk art. So you see that as beautiful art in the rotunda, and then we have one of our galleries deal with Macon's Black history. That's where we'll talk about some of the slave trade that's happened here. We have a display from a Medal of Honor winner that's from Macon, Georgia, who died in the war. His display is here. We have some things from slavery, and then you walk up on the floor along our stairs. We talk about some of our Macon trailblazers, like the first African-American mayor we had, some of the people that laid some groundwork here, first judge.
Okay, I got you.
Then we have a traveling exhibit right now. We have an exhibit. It's called, excuse my term, it's sponsored by LifeLink, a perfect gift. And it's an organ donor exhibit where people have survived. So that's our changing gallery. Okay. Then we have an exhibit where we have I think it's maybe 50 feet mural from Africa to America exhibit with different pioneers are displayed on there. And then we have an inventors gallery, as well as to talk about the inventions of African Americans. And then we have our music, a legacy of music exhibit room, where we have a display of Little Richard's piano, James Brown's costumes, Otis Redding's paraphernalia as well.
Now, coming from not a historical background as you said, how does this make you feel to work in this every day? Do you to hear, especially in the room talking about slavery, which so much of that has for lack of a better word, a negative slant.
Definitely.
You watching that and seeing that every day?
The first time I watched it, it really affected me because we also have like baby shackles where they chain the babies up to the beds. Baby, the men, when people would understand that their white slave owners were kidnapping babies, and especially boys. And so seeing it every day, it's very interesting. Our demographic of the museum of attendants have been more like 60-40 white than black. So it's like the more the white culture want to find out about our history than African American. So how do I feel? The first time it really affected me. Anytime you really go there and really look at it, it should do something to you. And then something should happen to empower you at the end of your emotional, whatever you felt, like you felt like this is crazy, how dare them, whatever word or explicit you want to use, but then they should do something and say, we won't ever let this happen again to us.
Is there you have to be creative to come up with, and I know you have curators, I'm sure, on staff, but y'all have to come up with things that you want to investigate and research to exhibit.
Definitely. We're preparing for an exhibit called Block the Hate. And it's an ongoing story from last year's riots to current. We had some protests here. We had a group of people, young people, because we had some Confederate statues, and the young people, what they did was, instead of them destroying them, what they did was they put some panels around them and then displayed their anger or whatever on these panels. And it's so I think eventually they're going to end up being removed, but it was really intensified by some of the white people that hated it. But the other part is it was protected too as well. So, but it was covered. They didn't destroy it. Luckily they didn't tear it down, but it was covered. So eventually I think it's going to be taken down.
Okay.
I'm living in a town where even though it's predominantly African American, still a lot of racism here.
Okay, that leads to my next question. Is there pushback from powers to be of how great your museum is, how effective you can be? You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, man.
I don't get pushback. I don't get a push either. I don't get pushback or push up either. It's here and it's here. So when the powers to be come in, they're mesmerized by the beauty of the building, but we don't get the push either. So we don't get, hey, how can I support the museum? What can we do to help? So right now we're in a position where we have to raise all of our funds.
Do you all have a annual event, or what's the big fundraisers other than just plain donations?
Well, we have two annual events. One's coming up real soon on May 1st and 2nd. It's called the Pan-African Festival of Georgia. Since I've been here last 6 years, I've seen that festival grow from a couple hundred to over, 15, 20,000 people in 2 days. Yeah, so it's actually grown to be humongous and one of the biggest festivals here in this area.
Got to be almost in the country, that's a huge undertaking. Yeah,
you're talking about all day festival, so they count everybody comes in and go out. So it's huge. It's pretty huge, but when you talk about Essence Festival, it's 100,000 people. So
right.
Comparatively speaking, it's still small.
But I mean, still, and given the city and the population,
it's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. So, and then we have an event that we do. It's called All That Jazz. When we do that in January, this year we weren't able to have it. Last year we brought in it was Stephanie Mills and Will Downing. The year before that we had Patti LaBelle. We've had Jeffrey Osborne and let's see, and numerous of people that came through, but this is our Black Tie Affair. It's the Black Tie Affair of Macon, Georgia.
It's the marketing.
Oh, you got to go to all that jazz here. I mean, it's the thing. So we're planning for next year, January, because we weren't able to have it this year.
Okay. What's another exhibit that you would like to foresee at the museum?
Well, I could just tell you, I'm working on with the Tyler Perry Studios. We're doing an exhibit on his life. It's going to be displayed this year. So that's one thing that I've been working on the last 4 years, that I was not in a position. I was doing the events and all of the marketing, but I knew that Mr. Perry's life could be exemplified and exhibited here. That people need to see, not just him as the Tyler Perry mogul that he is. I want you to see the struggle as well in order to become a better person.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that a person who lived in their car in a Geo Metro is now a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, right.
With hard work and determination, which speaks volumes for our people as a whole. You can't continue to hold us back and we not excel.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
So in everything that we do, I'm grateful to God that there's always one person who stands out. When we decided to play golf, we had the Tiger Woods. When we decided to play tennis, we had the Williams girls. Basketball all up and down.
Right.
Football, we can go up and down. So so anything and I can't think of the African American man's name that's doing NASCAR now. Let's go to boxing. We had the Muhammad Ali, so we always stood out.
Sure.
So we have a lot to be proud of because we're vibrant people.
Yeah.
Can't hold us back.
Yeah.
You keep your hand on our neck our knee on your neck all you want. We'll find a way to come up.
Yeah. Let me share this with you though, and get your insight on this. I went to Montgomery. I had a showing of my film in Montgomery, right? And so I'm walking around Montgomery. It wasn't Birmingham, it was Montgomery. I'm walking around Montgomery, and I run across the Legacy Museum. Mm-hmm. You familiar with that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I walk across there, and I see these images of these young men in police uniform, jail uniforms, in the orange jumpers. Mm-hmm. I see that image, and then I see all these white kids who are probably in grade school. They're coming to the museum, and I know that the museum is about all these lynchings and things like that. That's the premise of it that have happened throughout our history, and they got the names. Well, I like history, but it was too strong for me to go in. The other thing I didn't know what I was going to get out of that, per se. The other thing is, I'm wondering if those white kids understood what he was trying to get across in having that museum. Do you worry that some of them are getting across to say, ha, this is what we did to you all? Or is it? Or is there a fine line to saying this is really history, but we've grown from that? Or what's that?
I think it's interesting you said that. I think another generation is going to get it. It may not be my generation, your generation, the next generation. Somebody's going to get it and be able to change the whole narrative of that.
I got you.
So what needs to happen is maybe those young people could see the unhumane treatment of African American and put themselves in that position and be able to grow from that. My father's generation, my generation, I think maybe another 2 generations, if we could continue to educate young white people. Listen, the only real difference in truth is my skin color. If you really see that and not be intimidated and not worry about that I'm going to hurt you because I'm dark skinned and you're white,
Right.
We can pull this together.
Right.
But see, I told somebody this recently, and I'm probably getting off the subject for a minute, but they were asking about white people and are they getting and everything. I said, and then the police stuff. And what's wrong with the police? Why are the police so afraid of Black people? And I had to enlighten them. It's something very small and systematic about that. And it was an enlightenment for them. When you go to training in police academy, what does a silhouette look like?
There you go. That's a good point.
It's a Black silhouette.
That's right.
That thing is threatening to me. When I go to training, even in my Marine Corps days, it was a Black silhouette that, of course, that's what stands out when you go in training.
That's right.
It pops up to you, it's Black. That's a threat to me. Constantly, this Black silhouette is always threatening to me.
There you go.
So in my training, I'm not telling them to change, make an orange one or a red one, whatever, but that Blackness is always a threat to me.
I got you.
You know, so this is why the fear always comes up with them, because I've been trained to be afraid of Black.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well,
because I was wondering if when them kids go into that Legacy Museum, and I commend my brother for doing it. No question. I just couldn't go in because I didn't. Right.
It's deep.
I wonder, does he get across that message, or do those white kids walk out of there saying, "Man, I know a bunch of Black kids that's in jail, and they might even see something on the wall, and they be like, yeah, that's what we expect Black people to do."
I think that the message of that is the systematic, the systemic racism, the pipeline to prison.
Yeah.
Whole thing with that, it's like most of the Black men that you don't see on the streets now. Where's all the Black men? They're in prison.
Right.
So the white kids seeing this going like, hopefully white kids say, well, that ain't fair. Where I hope there's more. They have the mindset of walking out and going, well, that sucked. That could be my friend Johnny. That could be my friend Ray Ray. That could, I hope that the learning process come up instead of just looking at that picture going like, that's where they all belong. Right. And the problem is they may get that right then, but I'm gonna tell you a real big problem. When they go home, what is the parents teaching them?
Right.
Our grandfather.
Right.
Dad, our granddad, I went to the museum and they saw a whole bunch of Black people in jail uniform. Right. Well, that's where they belong.
Right.
So
right.
There is that seed of prejudice growing again.
Yeah.
So now you got a whole nother generation again.
Yeah, I agree.
Or maybe that kid goes, no dad, no granddad, no great grand. I have Black friends and they act just like I do. They're just as nutty as I am.
Yeah. That's the catch, man. And so at your museum, you try to, in particular, from what I gather, you have a Hall of Fame, let's call it, of Black people that have come out of the Macon area to showcase some of those successes. And that's a beautiful thing, brother.
We have to, and that's the purpose of a museum. It's also, it's there to educate and celebrate as well.
Yeah.
The educational part is not beautiful. There is, as a whole, African American history is not beautiful. I don't care what people say.
Okay.
It's not beautiful. There's nothing beautiful about slavery. There's nothing beautiful about the Jim Crow.
Yeah.
There's nothing beautiful about civil rights.
Yeah.
And there's nothing beautiful about, I have to tell you that Black Lives Matter. There's nothing beautiful about those things. The outcome comes out beautiful. But to targeted and focus on the head on, there's nothing beautiful about that. There's nothing beautiful about you dragging a bunch of Africans out of their country and put them on a boat, stack them up to a country that don't even speak a drop of English, had to learn their English, learn the language, to work for somebody, and they not even understand, just getting whipped and killed and stuff because of their skin color.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Listen, the black people can stand, we could be in the sun. They were probably, prior to, the white man was probably out there doing cotton and everything. Yeah. Man, let's go to Africa where they could work all day long.
Yeah.
No, I really want people to, if they ever come through, if you're ever traveling through, headed to Savannah or through Florida, from Atlanta or whatever area, stop in Macon, it's middle Georgia area, and check out the museum.
Okay.
Stop by, making sure you check out the website, www.tubmanmuseum.com. Yeah.
So to you, I say, man, I really appreciate that you come on the channel and share this. Now, to my viewers, go to the website, check it out. Go and send them a few dollars. I'm gonna make some money happen for you, and get the word out. Are you all a part of the Black Museum Association and that kind of thing?
Association of African American Museum, yes sir, AAA.
Yeah,
yes sir.
You're part of that. Yeah, I've been to a couple of those conferences.
Oh man,
and
they've been so helpful to me being a new director, not having the experience of leading a museum. So I really do appreciate them.
Yeah. Asala too. Stay in touch with the Asala.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Stay in touch with the Asala people, and I know you got all this, man. I know you got it down. So to you, my brother, I want to say.
No, I take advice from anybody, man. Listen, they say, hey, Harold, listen, make sure you close the door. Okay, I didn't close the door. Give me some advice, Yeah. So, I mean, it's all good, man. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, man.
Yeah, good.
Hope I enlighten on something that would shed a light on something, inspired somebody to be better.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, do the Harriet Tubman thing. Reach back and grab somebody with you, man.
Man, there you go. We're going to close on that one, my brother. That's what we got to do. I thank you so very much, everybody. Come on now, hit the subscribe button. Like this video, because you can feel that brother's passion. You can feel it through the screen. I know you can, because I can, and I like it. Hit the notifications bell. Tell somebody about Strong Inspiration. Go to the website, tubmanmuseum.com. Brother, to you, I say this. I want you, in all sincerity, too, I want you to stay strong, stay safe, stay on your grind, because we really appreciate what you're doing. We're going to say we out, and we'll see you soon.